Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kenny Lamons here with Medicare Millennials. A few months back, or it might have been even last year, I did a video on a CRM that I finally feel confident and comfortable enough to endorse. And so, because I've been using that system for, well, over a year now, I've become more familiar with it. I wanted to bring Andrew back on. He is the owner and operator of MedicarePro CRM. And real quickly, this video is not going to go into every nitty gritty detail about the CRM. I asked him if he would help us focus in on how is this CRM useful and valuable specifically for the annual enrollment period. We have a crazy annual enrollment period coming up. More people are going to be looking to change than maybe I've ever seen in this business. This is a useful tool that will help us capitalize on that. And that's what I'm going to have Andrew focus on. Andrew, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hey, Kenny, thanks, man. Good to be back in the seat here. Yeah, I'm Andrew from Medicare Pro CRM. So definitely go over some stuff today, and I think it'll be pretty exciting.
What part of the country are you from, Andrew? Just out of curiosity. I don't know if I've ever
Sunny
asked.
Arizona, man. 300 days of sunshine all day.
Have y'all had a hot summer?
It has been, man. I think I don't know, maybe 3 weeks straight of 115 or plus. So
God. So I
yeah.
live in near Fort Worth, Texas, and we're usually pretty hot, 100 degrees.
Oh yeah.
But this year we've had a really, really rainy year. So it's
Right.
kept it in the low 90s, high 80s, which is odd
Uh,
for us in late July. So I am not complaining. I'll take the
Or
rain.
should you?
Weather.
Yeah, I'm sweating profusely as we speak. I'm just kidding, but yeah.
So before we jump into it, I just want to briefly say anybody who's watching this video who is going to be interested in using this product, do you offer a free trial, and how would you best have somebody reach you if they just, have a couple of questions before they commit to the CRM?
Yeah, for sure. We do have a 30-day free trial, so that gives you plenty of time to explore the system, import, your book of business so you can work with your own data. If you have questions, you can email support@MedicareProCRM.com. We got staff members who can help you. We can set up some trainings, do some Zooms, get you comfortable with the system so you're ready to rock and roll for AEP.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty intuitive system. I know I've emailed Andrew's support team, but I've very rarely had to get on a phone call, if ever, because it's a very intuitive system. So I think when you screen share, people will see that. I have lots of small questions, but the system itself isn't complicated to use, which is what I love about it. Before we jump into that, those of you who are watching, if you're interested in doing a consultation call with me, you can find that through our website below at MedicareMillennials.com. One thing that I'll often do in my consultations is marketing strategy, AEP strategy, but a lot of times it's just I'll answer questions about CRMs and stuff. So feel free to book a call for that if you need. Or hey, this is the time. If you don't know who your FMO is going to be because you're new to the business or you're unhappy with your FMO, please feel free to reach out. I do connect people with my FMO so that you can kind of go on this journey with me to building a large, successful Medicare book of business. So you can find all that information at MedicareMillennials.com. Let's jump into just an overview of what you, Andrew, and you can share your screen when you're ready. What you think sets Medicare Pro CRM apart from what's out there. And just to preface, my opinion has always been this. I tried all the expensive ones, never lasted long. I tried the super cheap, like the $10 a month, like super simple bare bones CRMs. They were never tailored enough to the health and life space, the Medicare space. And whenever I tried Medicare Pro, I didn't have high hopes because I've just never found something that was a good fit for a Medicare agent. And it was just that perfect blend of easy to use, not over complicated. Like you didn't have to go in and customize every little thing, but it also covered all the bases that we need to. So that's my view on it. It's the perfect blend of simplicity, but also customized for a Medicare agent at the right price. And that's why I use it. So what would you say in your view differentiates you guys for a life and health agent?
Yeah, great question. I think you summed it up really good. Our tilt is obviously towards the Medicare agent. and providing tools and resources within the CRM that really tailor towards that. There's not a lot of fluff, not a lot of things you don't need, but definitely everything you do need. If you're a Medicare producer doing SUPs, even life insurance under 65, we've come a long way in building out the system to handle that as well. Annuities, we rolled that out last year. So yeah, to the point, I would say what differentiates us is our hyper focus on the Medicare agent and also the agency, but we always have the agents back in our system. And that's what we're after. So
So
I can go ahead
somebody
and,
can be an ACA agent and a life agent and make full use of everything on this platform.
oh, of course, absolutely. Yeah. And I can demonstrate that. So I think probably just go over like two main things today, Kenny.
Okay.
Some newer features that I think are going to be super handy for agents this AEP. One is our Client Portal 2.0, and the other is our automation suite. So we have a client portal now, but we've made a ton of upgrades to it, and we're going to release that really soon. By the time you're viewing this, it might already be released. So I'll jump into how that works. The idea is this is something you want to send to your clients or prospects to get information from them. So get an updated drug list, provider list, get scope of appointments filled out. A lot of you are probably familiar with these tools from different enrollment vendors and things like that. I know there's some other companies out there that do it. Ours has been around for 4 years, and this new version is going to be really, really awesome. So what are the key changes and benefits of the Client Portal 2.0? First one is you can make as many portal versions as you want. So for example, if you are an ACA producer and Medicare producer, you can have two different portals that target different data, right? You don't want to be asking for a consent form or income data to a Medicare beneficiary, but you definitely want to ask that for an under 65. So you can bifurcate those, make different versions, and then send those out appropriately. We have a new client portal section in the reporting page where you can go ahead and develop those.
So you can do this part now, or is this still not released just yet?
Yeah, so at this moment in time, it's scheduled to be released in about 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it should be, for those that are viewing this now, they should see this. So your client portals, you can come in here and make whatever you want. Give your portal a name, and then you select what data points you want that particular person to review and fill out. So name, veteran data, phone, email address, Medicare, Medicaid, RX list, pharmacies, providers, height and weight, tobacco use, driver's license, all that good stuff. And then if you want the person to fill out a scope of appointment, ACA consent forms, and we also have those in Spanish as well. You can put in a custom greeting. So when the client lands on it, they're given a greeting like, hey, this is your agent, Tom. Please use this portal to fill out this information. It's really important, so I can do a good job finding the right plan for you. And then some other customizations like using default disclosures. You can disable that. And then one other feature we rolled out is portal for new leads. So our portal is a little bit different in that the client has to already be in Medicare Pro for you to send them their portal. Okay. So with this new version, you can make a portal that's only for new people. So it's an intake form. And so when somebody fills that out, it's going to create a new lead within your system. So you can grab that URL, you can grab a QR code of that, put it on flyers, for seminars or whatever. And it's a great way to get leads into your system, and you're asking for important information.
That's huge for me, Andrew. I'm so glad you guys are doing that, because I had made I do a lot of T65 marketing, and so a lot of times on my postcards and my marketing, I have a QR code for an intake form. And right now, I currently, and if they're not already in my system, I collect that through a different, a jot form, and then I go manually enter it in, which isn't the end of the world. Like, these are high value clients, but you're basically saying I can have them put themselves directly into my CRM as a new client going forward.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So it's really cool. And then we want a little extra step and allowed you to customize the kind of the accent color of the portal to match your branding. So you can pick kind of your main color of your branding and then upload your company logo to have a really nice user experience. So yeah, at any point we can preview these. So here's like our Medicare portal, right? We went with like a green background here. Our portal does require the client, if they're already in the system, it does require them to put in their password. When you send out the portal, either via text message or email, it is going to tell the client, what their password is, right? It's your last name followed by your date of birth. We do get some pushback on this, and I want to emphasize why we do this. When a client enters their portal, we're not asking them to fill out their drug list and all their information all over again, right? If there is information on their profile page, we're displaying it to them and saying, hey, does everything look good? John takes a look at his drug list from last year. Hey, that looks great. Actually, I just started taking amlodipine. Let me add that in. So really easy on the client. They don't have to add that stuff over and over and over again every single year. Given that we're displaying that information, the portal is unique, the URL, but then the password is also required as an extra layer of security. God forbid.
Does it have to be the password y'all generate, though? It can't be a custom password? Like, could I give it a PIN password, or will it y'all automatically send the PIN to them?
Yeah, the password is baked in, right?
Okay.
So, but we've come up with another solution to kind of overcome some frustration around that, and I'll explain that here in a second.
Okay.
Right. So this is what the beneficiary sees, right? It's got the agent information, disclosures. They'll log in, and this is where they get going. This is your custom greeting, really nice, really attractive. It was built mobile first, so works great on cell phones. They'll hit get started, and they can review their information. They need to make some updates, they can. Otherwise, they're confirming every single data point, right? So no phones, let's add a phone. You get the idea. And then, if they don't want to, they can hit continue without adding an email or something like that. Everything looks correct. Let's add the Medicare card. Part A, Part B. And what's really nice is everything they do in their portal is getting logged behind the scenes, and it gets saved to their profile page. So exactly what the client did inside of their portal at any point in time. One of the other upgrades we made was our prescription drug lookup feature. So we changed our vendor. So when you type in lisinopril, the prediction results that come back and then the dosage options that come back have been greatly improved. It's akin to Medicare.gov. Very easy on the member to fill this information out. It will pre-fill with the most common fill and fill frequency values. So typically the client doesn't even have to update these because the system knows more than often they're on those values. And then finally, with this particular portal, we have an SOA that needs to be filled out. Client can come right in here, adopt and sign, and boom, the portal's done. All right, so the agent's now getting an email notification or a text message saying, hey, Bobby, or whatever this, Todd's finished his portal. All right, looks great. So that's our client portal 2.0. Now let's talk about how you can get that out to the client. So one method is to just go directly to the profile page. And you go to Actions, Client Portal, and it's going to list all your different portal versions. So you can decide, okay, Monica's under 65. I want to send her my ACA portal. And then you just decide how you want to send it, text message or email. If you choose text message and you have a connected VoIP phone, it will send it through your VoIP phone. So right now, DialPad's connected. So we're going to send it through our DialPad account. If you don't have a connected VoIP phone, it'll be sent through Medicare Pro's internal phone number for client communication. The other method is to send the portal in bulk. So pre-AEP, right? We want to reach out to all our clients, get everybody access to their portals. So while I'm doing my certs and gearing up, my clients are updating their drug list for me, provider list, doing the SOAs. So, man, I'm killing a lot of birds with one stone. So all you would need to do is in your template section of reporting is make a new email template. And if you already have it established, then good for you. We'll just call this portal invite. We'll say this is an email template. And then we can use our placeholders here to fill in information. So we'll just throw in like the person's first name. You know, please use the link below to access. And then we can just throw in whatever portal we want those people to access. ACA portal, Medicare portal. Oh, there it is. So we'll save that. And then we can come back here. We can, you know, build our lists. Say we just want to find all active clients that have, you know, Medicare Advantage plans. We can do that. Whatever list we build, we can then hit actions, send emails, pick that template and blast it out to everybody. So
But it won't blast text message then that.
at the moment, no. Most of the VoIP phone integrations don't allow for bulk text. We're working on a few things to kind of get around that, kind of put it on a queue basically and make it seem like they're individual texts. So we'll probably have that ready for AEP. But yeah, anytime a client does any work within their portal, you're going to be able to see what's going on from your notes page and then other logs. So I can demonstrate this real quick. We'll just go to client portal and we can jump into the client's portal at any time. And it does tell you their password right here. So if they're goofing up, you can help them out. So let's just preview this. Actually, we don't want to preview it. We want to copy a link. And we'll go here. We're getting a little technical, so apologies. So this is the login screen. Let's say, you know, she's really goofing up her password. You know, she calls you, hey, I can't get into my portal. Well, you can go to her profile page, jump over to the other log section, and you'll be able to see why. So failed portal login using password, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, Miss Adamo, you're, you know, apparently you forgot your last name. It's Adamo. Try this, and here's your birthday, and just kind of help them along. So that was a really big improvement. And then of course, any additions, deletions, edits they make on their portal, you'll see it right here in this section. So you have a complete overview of everything that's going on. So yeah, that's really cool. Really excited about that. I think it's going to help agents immensely. And then, you
I'm
know,
super pumped about this.
Yeah.
Like I think, first of all, more and more these days, this isn't always true. We have, you know, I tell all agents, like anybody that has an email, you need to email them pre-AEP, just preparing them for AEP. So you can easily create a template and send out their intake form or their AEP link through email. But then you can also, I mail a postcard to every client before AEP. So I can QR code that, put it on the postcard, and send that QR code to everybody for AEP, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So like if you have a integration, say with like thanks.io, you can, if your postcard template has a place for a QR code, you can do the portal that way. And so if you're doing like a bulk postcard send from your reporting page, you can have the portals be printed on the postcard itself when you mail those out. So it's awesome. Like it's totally full circle. You know. But yeah, so that is really excited about it.
So then that I think that is super useful. That it shows a lot about how easy this is to use. Let's briefly go over. Oh, all right. A lot of people use things such as go high level if they are sold on the idea of automation. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say whether go high level is good, bad, or ugly when it comes to automation, but that's kind of the selling point, is that you can go in there and customize different automations.
Yeah.
Now automation is available through this platform, Medicare Pro. What does that look like?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
have to use
absolutely.
these automations, or is it optional?
Nope. Yeah, it is an optional add-on to your account. You know, we're trying to find ways where we could just include it as part of the base subscription. But something like automations is quite heavy, and the infrastructure and architecture we laid out for this ensures kind of infinite scalability. And with that, you know, there comes additional costs. So, you know, it's for people that are, you know, pretty serious about their operations, and they really want to make sure they're touching their clients. They're sending about, you know, automated birthday emails, things like that. So for $19 more on your account, it's for a lot of people, it's a steal, because you can do a lot of stuff. So I can jump into that right now.
Why don't, can you show us by chance, like the easiest thing? The first thing when you said automations that I thought of is um birthday emails. Like,
Yeah,
how hard is that to set up?
yeah, for sure. So let's jump over to the new automation page. And yeah, it's quite simple. So all you have to do is hit new automation. We can give it a name. So it's birthday cards. We'll make it an active automation. And then the next question is simple. You know, what should start the automation? So individual birthday, really easy. We can add additional criteria if we want. So you can say, hey, only trigger this if this person speaks Spanish, right? Then you can send out a Spanish card. And then you just have another automation that's for the English speakers. So a lot of customization. Save that. And now we can add our actions. So these are the things that are going to happen whenever the trigger happens. So client has a birthday. What do we want it to do? So we can say immediately we want it to send an email, right? You know, if you have your Microsoft account connected, you can send through Microsoft or Medicare Pro's default email, which sends through your username and proxy. And then you just select the template you want to send. Happy birthday, colorful. And just like before, you'd make your templates in your reporting page, and then you can create that. So within a matter of seconds, this thing is queued up and ready to go. If you don't want to do emails, you can do SMS. If you don't want to do SMS, you can do letters. So we can do both if we want.
So
We
we
can send an
can
email.
automate a birthday text.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you have a connected VoIP phone, yeah, you just use your VoIP provider to send the text through. Phone.com, dialpad, Ring Central.
What about Zoom?
Unfortunately, Zoom does not offer programmatic SMS at the moment, but I'm hoping they fix that.
So I should
So,
change. Okay. I changed over to Zoom and I kind of regret it. I like Dialpad a lot better. What's your
yeah,
favorite one out of those?
yeah, dude, they're all deficient in some way or another. They're not perfect. I would say phone.com or dialpad have been really solid. Um, you know, we just kind of measure user feedback and how many issues arise. Don't do Ring Central if you're thinking about getting a VoIP phone.
Okay.
Send us
I've used
really great.
Dialpad before because it was integrated, and I only changed because since I already paid for Zoom, I thought maybe I'd get it. Didn't even end up being a discount. It was a huge pain in the
Yeah,
butt. I haven't been real happy with it, so I might port back over to Dialpad.
yeah. But if you do want to do SMS and you already have a phone that doesn't do SMS with us, another option is Current Client. Really, really fantastic service. Everyone should go check out Current Client if they're serious about staying in touch with their clients, sending out really cool surveys. They are rolling out a VoIP phone too. So and we're fully integrated with Current Client, and it's really awesome. So check them out.
Okay, I'll
Uh,
check that out.
But yeah, so if you don't want to do emails, you want to do birthday cards, right? So you can say send mail and say, hey, thanks.io, choose your thanks.io template, save, and boom. So client has a birthday, they're getting an email and they're getting a postcard. If you're sending mail, we're going to trigger this a week early so that there's plenty of time for the client to get the postcard before their birthday. So yeah, really awesome. Simple birthday type setup. Another thing you can do is like when you write a new policy, right? So like this one I made, it's called Thank You for Your Business. What's being triggered is when a pending MAPD policy is added to a client profile page. Immediately fires it off. And then what's going to happen? Immediately the client is getting an email saying, hey, here's your policy details. Thank you for trusting me as your advisor, so forth and so on. 1 week later, the client's getting another email. Hey, did you get your cards? Do you have any problems? 1 month later, they're getting another email. Just want to make sure you're using your benefits, this, that. And then finally, 2 months later, they're getting an SMS saying, hey, I'm your agent. If you have any problems, give me a call. So I did one thing. I added a policy to an account, and now I took care of that entire client outreach process, nurturing, touching them. And you can stack as many automations as you want and get as creative as you want. And if you have a Connecture account or Sunfire account where the enrollments are coming back to the Medicare Pro, all this is just going to happen automatically. So you're on Sunfire, you click enroll, boom, that whole process is taken care of. You can go for lunch and forget about it. So really, really awesome. You can do something similar with leads. So you can make a trigger like when you change a lead status, it's doing all of these lead drips. And then finally dispositioning the lead if they're still within a particular status. Yeah, so you can get in here and get really creative. We are rolling out our version 2 of this within the next couple of weeks, which is going to add some additional logic. You can make decision trees and really compound it. And that'll just be an automatic upgrade. So it's not an additional charge or anything. And then your schedule kind of shows you all of your automations that are scheduled to go out. You can kind of keep track of those. So
Love it. So
yeah,
excited to use that. And what's
yeah,
nice is you can pay for it if you know you want to start automating, or you can just do which you said it was $19 for the, or $12 for the automation.
yeah, it's 19.
19 a month. What's the base cost for Medicare Pro for an individual agent?
Yeah, 45 is the base cost.
That's right, 45 a month. So for
Yeah.
$45 a month, you get this entire platform. And then if you, what I love that you did the automations as an add-on, because a new agent probably doesn't have much to automate yet. They're just trying to get the fundamental. They'll manually enter a lot of things in, right? Because every client's a little more precious. They're not doing as much volume, or maybe somebody's transitioning from another CRM, and so they're not ready to do automation yet. You don't
Yeah,
have to pay for that. I love that. I feel like truly, Andrew, one of the reasons I love using your CRM is because you don't nickel and dime people to death, and everything that you price for an individual independent agent for them to be able to afford it. So I genuinely
right.
appreciate that about your service.
Yes. No, absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly why we did it, because we get agents of all sorts of experience levels, and we always want to make it accessible to the beginner agent and help them. And then yeah, once they're ready, they can go ahead and add the automations onto their account, and it's just going to improve them that much more, but certainly accessible.
Hey man, I think what you went over today, those two things alone will probably sell a lot of people on trying out this CRM if they haven't already. If you're already a user, if you're like me, I wasn't using the client portal. I'm going to now. And I have never really understood automation really deeply because it just sounded like a fancy word. What do you mean by automation? So this has actually been helpful to me. Here's what's crazy about this CRM. I haven't been taking advantage of these two features we talked about today. They're probably the two biggest things you could do to make a smooth, impact impact on your AEP, right? Like these two things. But we haven't even began to cover all of the basic things that this CRM does that I use on a day-to-day basis. So anybody who's watching this video, the core of the CRM will blow your mind. All we did today was talk about two of the features that I asked you to come on and talk about because I'm excited about them for this upcoming AEP. Totally
Yeah.
appreciate it. What else would you add as we approach AEP that's kind of important to know about Medicare Pro?
Gosh, yeah, put me on the spot. I appreciate that, Kenny. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I would say some things that are in the works are some new enrollment opportunities that are presenting themselves in the industry. We're going to be first to market for a lot of these new opportunities for independent agents to be able to do online enrollments through Medicare Pro without necessarily having to be tied to an upline agency. There's a trend in that market right now that's moving towards focusing on nurturing the independent agent. So we're definitely, that's music to our ears. We want everybody to be able to have the same tools, because currently it's like, okay, well, who's your upline? You know, what tribe are you a part of kind of determines the benefits you get as an agent. So we're partnering with these new ventures, and we're going to have some really exciting stuff, hopefully as AEP rolls out to offer to agents in this regard. So yeah,
I love it. I
really.
always trust that you guys are on the cutting edge of integrations as new things come out because you're so plugged into the Medicare community. The other, just to wrap this up, Andrew, a couple of things that I would throw out there, like I love the pending reports that you can see. So when you add a client to Medicare Pro, and then you hit, let's say you click enroll in Sunfire and you use the Sunfire portal and that all goes through, you can see like what compensation, like what carriers, what plans, and what your anticipated compensation is on those plans. And so for a lot of us Medicare agents, things can be tight during AEP. You can be tracking very closely what your comp is going to look like what you anticipate your January check to look like. And then also you can track when you're selling HIP plans, like what comp are you going to receive right away? And you can kind of differentiate that. That's a super useful tool. And then I mentioned in there, this does integrate with Sunfire, Connecture, and all of that. So it's not like if you use Medicare Pro CRM, you have to change your enrollment platform. If you're already enrolled through Sunfire, this is going to sync up with that just fine. So that's all I would add.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Pending's very handy. Yes,
All right,
sir.
brother. I don't want to drag this on too long because I think people get overwhelmed. I think you've given some great information. Love your product. Thank you for coming on. And let's do another video when we have time, whether that's before AEP or worst case scenario, we can do a couple of separate videos after AEP. So,
Yeah, man, that sounds like a winner to me.
all right,
Appreciate
man.
everything.
All right, man. Thank you.